Good morning.
Hey, so Judge Baker, something came up and she had to be out, so Judge Bondurant's covering. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And who did you need for this one?
On Garcia and also on Ren, it's Frank Angiano and Dakota Miller for both.
I've got Jamie Blount and Patricia McLean. Do you know which ones they're on?
They're on Davis.
Davis, okay. All right. And there's not a CASA on this one, is there? No, there's no CASA. Okay.
So these are both PMCs, so you want to just hear them together pretty much? Are there parents, kids here?
No, there shouldn't be any parents or kids, but they are kind of separate cases.
Okay. Well, we'll go right into one from the other though, since
yeah.
all the players are here, right?
Yes. Rachel, if Dakota Miller shows up, can you put her in?
Yes. And then on the Ren case, we do have a CASA. So I'll go ahead and let CASA in.
Okay.
If you're wanting to just move quickly. I don't have Haiti or Monica. I've got a Bev Schulte. Let me make sure she's here for the Ren case. Oh, there's Dakota. Okay, Miss Schulte, which case are you here for?
You're on mute.
Well, maybe she's not right by her device.
I think she's on the second one. I don't think the first one has one. So
okay, yeah. And then normally Monica, there's a Monica Olivas or a Haiti Herrera that sit in on the Great Plains. So I'll let them in as soon as they pop in.
All right. Are you recording this?
No, Judge, we have a reporter this morning, Amy Taylor.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, Amy. Thank you. Good to see you. All right. Okay. So everybody ready to go? Ms. Ferguson, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if I could have announcements for who's present.
Pamela Ferguson, Regional Attorney representing the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. I am present and ready with Permanency Specialist Frank Angiano and Supervisor Dakota Miller, both from St. Francis Ministries.
Jim Shaw, Attorney ad litem.
Thank you. Ms. Ferguson.
Your Honor, I would just call Frank Angiano to give us the update in this case and an overview.
Okay. I think since this child's almost 18, we can just have that without having to go through the formalities of the sworn statement. Ms. Strangiano, if you would go ahead and proceed, please.
Thank you. So right now, Moses remains stable. He hasn't really had any changes medically in the year. He's on all of his same medications. He's having the same appointments that he's had for about a year or so now. He hasn't had any hospitalizations. He's been comfortable in the home that he's in right now. I talk with his LPS every month. He's doing well. He's got a little bit more motion in his hands and a little bit more motion in his head and his neck. But he's still confined to a wheelchair or bed 24 hours a day. But he hasn't had any medical episodes in the last year or so. And with Moses, that's about all we can ask for.
Mr. Shaw, any questions of him?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Okay, what is the status on the HSC, HCS? I can't remember which acronym it is for this child.
So we started the process of trying to get Social Security to get him in that home. We did not know that Social Security was not in place until about April of 2024. So we started that path, and we believe we have all the paperwork in for that, but Social Security is just taking way too much time. And I believe the path that we're going to have to take in order to kind of give us more time to get into the HSCC home is what Ms. Ferguson was telling us about several weeks ago about moving Moses into an extended foster care placement right before he turns 18. I don't understand as much as Ms. Ferguson does about that, though.
Right. And is his placement going to be the HSC placement? I mean, is he in his permanent placement?
Not at this time, no. But they're
They've not agreed to that. Go ahead.
The extended foster care, but because of their licensing, they're not possible to do the HHSC home. We can talk to them to see if that would be something they would like to explore, because of course they don't mind having Moses in their home. They've done really well with him.
Okay, so nobody's talked to them about that and asked for a commitment from them?
We have not talked to them about changing their licensing, no.
Might want to do that. I doubt moving him would be very conducive for him at this point. So, Mr. Shaw, if you follow up with him on that as the ad litem and make sure that gets done, that'd be great. That should have already been done.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. He's going to turn 18. Rachel and I just discussed this, so we need to have a hearing before he turns 18. Maybe we'll have, if you could get a commitment one way or the other from those fosters, but on April the 9th, that hearing will be at 9 o'clock since he's going to be 18, I believe on the 20th. Yeah. So birthday party. And everybody's agreeable to keep him in extra jurisdiction. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I mean, I haven't talked to Mr. Shaw, but I can't imagine he would have any objections.
No
As
objection.
that's the obvious best course for Moses. Also, I mean, we're only going to keep him in extended foster care pursuant to, because he is not able to really consent for himself. So pursuant to that provision of the family code that allows us to do it pending guardianship. So as soon as we get his Social Security, get him an HCS home, then we'll start the guardianship application. And as soon as guardianship goes through, we will turn our case over to them. So.
Okay. All right. So you're in process. Sounds like it's somebody way back when dropped the ball and didn't start this process early enough. So, and with everybody agreeing to leave him in the jurisdiction of this court, that would be fine. But I would love to have an answer for the judge at the April hearing as to if these fosters are committing, so that you have some direction for this child.
Yes, absolutely.
May want to place him in a home so that he can get used to those people if he's going to have to move homes. So, okay. Anything else concerning this child today?
No, Your Honor. And it is our hope that Social Security will go through before April. So then we can take more action, hopefully.
Okay. Okay. Do y'all have a contact at Social Security to talk to, or is your Social Security specialist doing this? What's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. And we have all been in close contact with Anthony Bagke, who is our Social Security specialist. And he is, I check in with him monthly to see if, there's anything that they need from us and what we can do to expedite the process. So I'm really hoping we'll have answers soon.
Okay. Well, that would be great. Tell him I doubt it very seriously if he'd like to appear in front of Judge Baker later with an explanation. So that'd be good. All right. Then so that'll be the hearing on April the 9th, and that concludes this hearing. This is permanency review after final hearing. And if I could have announcements, please.
Pamela Ferguson, Regional Attorney representing the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. I'm present and ready with Frank Angiano, Permanency Specialist, and Dakota Miller, Supervisor, both from St. Francis Ministries.
Jim Shaw, attorney ad litem.
Thank you, sir. And I believe Casas here.
Sorry, yes, ma'am.
Judge Baker,
Present
I'm
and
here
ready.
for the Ramirez. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Ferguson.
Your Honor, I would call, this case is a long-term PMC case. We're basically waiting on immigration. So I'm just going to call Frank Angiano to give us the update. I think we have very positive news for the court.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Angiano.
Yes. So Flora's doing really, really well. She's in the 5th grade now. She went back to public school this year after being in homeschool for several years. She is getting straight A's. She's not doing much extracurricular this year because getting back into public school has been a big change for her, but she's doing really well in school. She's growing up. She's gotten a lot taller. She's doing very well in the home that she's in. And of course, this is the home that she's been in for many years. On the adoption front, we received her permanent residence card about 4 weeks ago. We have requested we requested the redaction to come back. We've done that request. We have ordered the HESIG, and that HESIG was returned to us, I believe, earlier this week. So we'll be following that. Well, pretty much today, probably. And the subsidy paperwork has been delivered by our LPS worker to the adoptive parents. So we are well on the path to getting this adoption done and getting this child full permanency.
That looks like it's great news. Thank you. Mr. Shaw, any questions from you, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Casa, anything you'd like to report?
No, Judge, she's doing very well. I saw her about 2 months ago and she's very good, doing really good with her pets. She has a spider pet.
Okay.
She's amazing. She's in a great place.
Good for her. Hope she keeps it in the jar.
Amen.
Okay. Well, this looks great. Finally, some great information. And I'm glad y'all got this all done before things start getting a little hairy in the immigration world. So good. Anything else that we need to discuss? Okay. Well, good news on that one. The next hearing in this matter is set for June the 11th at 9 o'clock. Hopefully by then you'll have an adoption date. That would be wonderful. So, all right. Anything else from my Bailey crew, my Bailey County crew? All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. And we'll sign off for a little bit and come back at 9:30 for the Palmer cases. See you then, Ms. Ferguson.
Thank you,
very
Your
much.
Honor.
Thank you.
The attorney Bye-bye. item, and in this case is on vacation and has already sent in her recommendation. So with that, Ms. Ferguson, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let me make announcements. I'm Pamela Ferguson, Regional Attorney representing the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. I'm present and ready with Permanency Specialist Abigail Lawrence and Supervisor Michaela Kirksey covering from St. Francis Ministries.
Thank you. I think
And
there's not a CASA on this case.
Yes, Judge.
Yes,
I was
there
just
is.
going to announce myself. Monica
Thank
Olivas with Casa, present and ready.
Thank you very much. Okay, Ms. Ferguson, you may proceed.
and Your Honor, I would just ask permission to do a narrative on this one because it is a PMC case as well.
Right. Go
So
ahead.
I would call Abigail Lawrence to give us an update on the case.
Okay, Ms. Lawrence.
Hello. So both boys are still doing really, really well. Diego is 12. He's in the 6th grade. He does really great in school. He's on a couple of UIL teams for math. He's also on a flag football team, and he will be playing his first flag football game at the AT&T Stadium in about a week. So that's pretty exciting for him.
That is.
Yeah, what a first game.
Right.
And then Nathan, he's doing great as well. He's in preschool. He's 3. He has also kind of taken a knack to school in a different area than his brother. He has some pretty impressive phonetic awareness. He's able to identify most of the letters and the sounds they make. So he's doing great. They're both very bonded. They had a great holiday season, and there's no concerns. They're very bonded to their foster parents, and they have some security knowing that they're staying there. So,
All right. What's the immigration status? Any update?
Your Honor, we just filed an I-360 for Diego. We just got approval of the I-360, which means he's in the queue to wait for the visa. He also did get granted deferred status, deferred action. So we are quite quickly going to file for him to get a temporary Social Security card and temporary employment authorization that should serve as his ID going forward. So we're really, really hopeful that we'll get that in before any kind of rules change. And he's just in the waiting game now. He also does have when we got his approval, we got his A number back. And so we went and searched, we always search the EOIR website with the A number. He does have removal proceedings. I found out just recently, like yesterday, that he has removal proceedings set in September, but we are going to, we're going to try to get those dismissed pursuant to the fact that he has an approved I-360 and is waiting for his visa. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll get him an attorney who can represent him at that process.
Good. Sounds like you're on top of it.
And also this case is on appeal. We are still, it's still, I believe that they haven't even, I think both parties now have submitted briefs. So it's at that process in the appeal.
Right. I saw that. Are either one of the parents here legally, or are they both?
So we were never able to locate a father for him. And the mother was deported and is in Guatemala.
Okay. Okay. Yes, we need to get that one going. Okay. All right. Casa, do you have anything to add?
No, Judge, everything is good. They're in a great place, doing well, how Ms. Lawrence said. They're active kids, very smart kids. Very proud of them.
Good. Okay, well, it sounds like everything's in process on this. Thank you. The appeal, do you know what point it's at? The briefs have just gone in, is that it?
And I things always slow down for the holidays, so I assume it'll be picking back up in this month.
That'll help you get that taken care of before you get too deep into the immigration. So hopefully they'll speed it up. If you know anybody at the Court of Appeals, you might drop that hint. Can you expedite this a little bit like you're supposed to anyway? Okay. So it sounds great on this children. And so the next hearing on this matter will be on June the 11th. And anything else today as far as these two boys are concerned?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good luck with this. It's sad that you have to go through all of it this way, but it sounds like you're on top of it. Okay. Then the 9:45 hearing is a first perm, and I can't read my own writing as to the parent's name. What's the last name? Ramirez.
Ramirez.
Okay. All right. Anything from Miss Kincaid? Rachel, have you heard from Miss Kincaid?
Oh, she just logged in, Judge. It looks like we have everyone except possibly the father. I'm not sure if he's going to be logging in.
Okay.
Is he possibly there with Leslie, maybe?
Yes, ma'am. No, he's not here with me. I'm at work.
Okay.
I don't know where he's at.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Barfield, do you have any reason to think he would appear?
Judge, no, I'm contacting my office now. Well, I'm asking my legal assistant now if he's contacted, but no, I mean, I haven't been in contact with him, or he hasn't been in contact with me, however you want to put it.
Vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm ready to proceed. If he shows up, we can just bring him in.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right, then let's go on the record. And this is a first permanency hearing. And if I could have announcements, please.
Pamela Ferguson, Regional Attorney representing the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. I'm present and ready with Permanency Specialist Christina Hunter and Covering Supervisor Michaela Kirksey, both from St. Francis Ministries.
Savannah Kincaid, I represent Ms. Vasquez. We're both present and ready.
Thank you.
Monica Olivas and Beverly Schulte with CASA.
Brooks Barfield, I represent Francisco Ramirez. Present. He is not, but I'm ready to proceed.
Thank you.
Stacey Grant, present, ready to proceed on behalf of the child, Judge.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ferguson.
Your Honor, at this time, I would call Christina Hunter.
You can go ahead.
Thank you. Please state your name for the record.
Christina Hunter.
And how are you employed?
I'm a permanency specialist with St. Francis Ministries.
And how are you familiar with this case?
I'm the primary caseworker on this case.
And have you filed a report with this court?
Yes.
And are there any updates to make since the report was filed?
Neither of the parents are engaging in services currently. I've had very minimal contact with Francisco. He will read I can get a read receipt to my text messages, but he's not responsive to me at all. He's not engaged in any services, any drug screens, anything of that magnitude since the beginning of the case. Leslie kind of dropped off the radar for a little bit, but she has reestablished contact with me. Her and I have been in contact with each other, and we've discussed kind of what it is that she's wanting to have happen. She mentioned to me that she does not feel at this time that she's able to do what is necessary to have her son returned to her. And she would like her son to be potentially placed, if possible, with her niece in New Mexico. We have requested the birth certificate that we need for New Mexico's guidelines for the ICPC in order to get that started. I'm still waiting for it to come in. I requested it on the 17th of December, but Leslie was kind enough to bring me his social security card so we don't have to also get that as well. So as soon as the birth certificate comes in, then I can be able to move forward with putting the ICPC request in for that to be looked at. his current placement, they're doing really well taking care of him. He's super happy. He's developing wonderfully. He's actually developing a lot faster than most babies his age. Little dude likes to roll over, and he's finding his body, and he's cooing and gooing and all those wonderful, sweet little things. He's very healthy. Doesn't have any health issues, thank the Lord. But he's doing well overall. I did speak with Leslie in regards to needing to speak with her attorney as to what she would like to do moving forward in regards to her parental rights. So I also reached out to Ms. Kincaid as well to let them know that they needed to have those conversations. So.
Okay. Are there any concerns regarding the health of the child or anything that the court needs to address regarding Caden today?
No, ma'am. Caden is healthy. He's doing well. There are some concerns in regards to the consistency with the visitations. The parents are not showing up consistently or not showing up on time. So those things are a bit concerning. We have had reports that Francisco's not always the most appropriate during the visitations, such as like raising his voice at the baby, trying to get him to wake up, and then telling him not to cry once he is awake, like those types of things. And so those are a bit concerning. And I did request that both of them go submit for their drug screen already this month, and neither of them completed it.
Okay, so let's talk about the visitation. How long are the visitations currently?
Visitation is an hour a week. It's virtually.
And how old is Caden?
He's, I want to say like 5-6 months.
Are they able to do a full hour with him?
Yes, it's more of just kind of like giving them the opportunity to kind of just watch him. Like he doesn't really understand what's happening because he's so young. I know mom does occasionally ask questions to the foster mom, like about things like how he's doing, those types of things. But outside of that, they last generally the full hour once they are on.
When you say once they are on, are there times when it's been hard to get them to show up on time for the visits?
Yes. Sometimes the monitor has to call to remind them that the visitation has started, to get them to be on. I know previously, Leslie was helping Frankie to get onto his visits, like those types of things. Visitations have been canceled just because of the fact is that the visitation had been forgotten, those types of deals, even though the visitation is scheduled for the same time every single week and has been since the very beginning.
Are there any changes in the visitation that St. Francis would request today?
We are requesting that the visitation either be shortened or due to the lack of the engagements of services by both parents to maybe shorten it, like make it to where like they have to complete drug screens or engage in services in order to have their visitation.
But St. Francis understands that visitation is part of the reasonable efforts that St. Francis makes.
Yes.
In this case, is that correct? Okay. So at this time, would it help St. Francis to reduce the time of the visits to 30 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. As far as the drug testing goes, is St. Francis asking this court today to order each parent to take a hair strand and a UA?
Yes.
What is the current permanency plan?
So currently, the permanency plan has changed to relative victim adoption and unrelated adoption.
And is that due to the discussions that you've had with Ms. Vasquez?
Yes, as well as the lack of engagement in services.
Is St. Francis asking the court to approve the permanency plan today?
Yes, ma'am.
And that the court continue temporary managing conservatorship with the department?
Yes.
And that the court finds that there is a continuing danger due to the original issues that brought this child into care not being addressed through services yet, to find that it's a continuing danger to keep Caden in care.
Correct, yes.
Your Honor, at this time, I pass the witness.
Ms. Kincaid?
Thank you, Your Honor. You said that you went out of contact with Ms. Vasquez for a period of time. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
When did y'all reestablish communication?
About a month ago.
Okay, since that time, has she indicated to you that she has a working vehicle?
Yes.
And has she reestablished employment?
She has told me that she has, but she has not provided any proof of such.
Okay, so what would she need to do to satisfy that requirement?
Per her family plan, she would need to either provide check stubs and or verification of employment.
Okay. And regarding the visitations, do you know approximately how many Ms. Vasquez has missed?
I don't off the top of my head, but I can provide that information at a later date.
When is the last time that she missed a visitation?
I believe she missed a visitation in November, if I can remember correctly.
Okay, but since she's reestablished contact with you, it sounds like her visits have been pretty consistent. Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if she indicated a willingness to work the services, she could still engage in those. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when is the dismissal date for this case?
If you'll give me just a minute, I can pull it up and look if you'd like.
Is it in July? Would you agree with me that it's in July?
Apologies, let me look. Got
It's
too
in
many
Au-
cases rolling on in my head.
Yeah.
It's August. It's August 7th, 2025.
Okay, so if she has approximately 7 months to complete her services, she still has time to do that. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now that's not unlimited time. I mean, the clock is ticking, and it's important that if she wants to engage in these services, she needs to start as soon as possible. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And has she given you the name of who she would like the home study done?
Yes.
And that's Miss Bethany Thomas.
Her niece that is in Oklahoma, not Oklahoma, but in New Mexico. Yes.
Okay. And do you think that, and now this question, I don't know how useful it would be, but do you think it would be helpful if the court were to order an expedited home study? Maybe that could get the ball rolling faster.
New Mexico, it won't, unfortunately. It's that ICPC, the rules that we have to wait on New Mexico. They have to be willing to accept it, and then they have to do their own checks and balances and studies. It generally takes at this time, at minimum, about 4 months for it to come back most of the time. Like barring any like natural disasters or anything like that occur down there.
Okay. Well, that's why I asked the question is that would it be helpful if the court ordered a home study?
I mean, I don't think it would make a difference, honestly. No.
Okay. I'm just getting that out of the way.
No, you're good.
Okay. Thank you. Have you had an opportunity to be in contact with Miss Thomas to determine whether she would be interested in placement?
Yes, I've have regular communication with Miss Thomas. She's expressed her desire to be able to help with him and to be able to potentially even legally adopt him if that becomes an option. And so she's very well versed in having to do this type of situation. She has a current child that she's also adopted, and she also helped with Leslie's oldest son as well.
Okay, thank you. I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Barfield?
Has Francisco had any contact or worked any services up to this point?
No.
Okay. Do you have any contact information for him?
Yes, sir. The contact information that I had emailed over to you is the same contact information that I have that he is responsive to.
Okay, and there's been no change since you sent me that email?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That's really all the questions that I have, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Grant?
Miss Hunter, is it correct that the father has never completed a drug screen in this case?
He completed the initial screen that was done with investigations, but he has not completed a single screen for me.
How many times have you tried to send him and he has not presented himself for that screen?
Every single month.
And so that would be this, you've had this case for 5 months as the child is slightly over 6 months old. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
And the child was approximately 1 month at removal.
He was just a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks. He's brand new baby, brand new car smell.
Yes.
And the mother initially was completing drug screens that were coming back with major concern noted upon completion, correct?
Yes.
And then in the last 4 months, she has also stopped reporting for drug screens. Is that correct?
Yes.
Neither parent has engaged in any service on their FPOS to this date, correct?
Leslie was initially engaging with like outpatient mental health treatment program. She stopped going to that. She has checked herself in and out of rehab, I believe, 3 times now, only lasting a day or two. So outside of those, no.
Okay. Have the parents each contained a consistent address and phone number where you could locate them if you needed to?
Sorry, I'll call him Frankie.
That's okay. That's okay.
Frankie, he still remains at the same address. Like I said, I can see the read on one of my text messages that I sent him. He does not answer my phone calls, but he has, to my knowledge, remained at the same location. Leslie has moved. She was living with her mother, then she was living with Frankie, then she was living with her brother, and she's moved back to her mother's. Now she's back in Amarillo. So she's bounced around.
Have you had an opportunity to review the home of either parent during the pendency of this case so far?
Francisco let me into his home towards the beginning of the case. The home was clean and appropriate in that manner. However, due to the fact that he has not tried to drug screen, he refused the oral screen that I had offered him whenever I went as well. There's still major concerns for the safety aspect of things there.
What is the drug of choice in this case that initiated the removal of the child?
Methamphetamines.
And in your layman's opinion, is methamphetamine a drug that is why we do virtual contact rather than in-person contact at this point in this case?
Yes.
And is the child at 6 months even able to engage in virtual visitation with the parents? How does it go?
He just pretty much sits there.
So would we be accomplishing the same thing, or strike that? Is it reasonable, in your opinion, to continue to make the efforts to have a 6-month-old on virtual visitation for 2 parents who are refusing to drug test, violating court orders, and not engaging in their service plan adequately?
I'm sorry, can you say that question again?
Yes. Is it reasonable for us to continue to have virtual visitation when the parents are not engaged at this time in their case?
Outside of it meeting the reasonable efforts, no.
Okay. Does a virtual visitation with a 6-month-old provide much as far as bonding, in your opinion?
No, it does not.
Okay. Would it be more beneficial and for us to request today that the virtual visitations be temporarily suspended until such time that the parents begin engaging in service and reporting for drug screens?
Yes.
And I have a clarification question. In your report on page 10 and your report on page 21, you referred to Ms. Thompson once as a cousin and once as a niece. Can you clarify for me? She is a niece, is that correct?
She is a niece, yes.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to be sure I was referring to the right familial relationship. And has the child made all of his appointments up to his 6-month and including immunizations?
He is up to date on both, yes.
Okay, and when is his next well child?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Probably is 9-month if we're assuming. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay, and eating well, gaining weight, and appropriate percentiles for his age?
Yes.
It's actually a little bit ahead of himself, right?
As for developmentally, he's actually a little bit ahead.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Anything further? Redirect Ms. Ferguson.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Kincaid, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Barfield.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. What is the frequency of these virtual visits? How often are they set?
They are weekly, Your Honor.
They're weekly for 1 hour, Judge, which is a long time to prop him up in front of the phone.
And
he's very busy for 6 months, Your Honor.
is the child the child's located in what county?
Lubbock County.
And the mom's now back in the Amarillo area?
Yes.
And where's the dad?
He's over in Palmer County. In-person visitations would be possible if the screens were clean. There was not that risk anymore.
I hear you. Okay. Thank you. Ms. Ferguson, any other witnesses?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I would ask the court to make the appropriate findings for the permanency hearing. And also at this time, we would ask the court to reduce the visitation time to 30 minutes and order drug tests for both parents.
Thank you. Ms. Kincaid, any witnesses?
I call Ms. Vasquez, please.
Okay, Ms. Ms. Vasquez seems to not have a microphone, so I don't know if she's lost. Do you see that?
Do I, what?
There you are. Okay. Are you on the phone or can we have a picture of you?
Yes, I'm on the phone. I'm at work, but yeah, I'll show you.
There you go. Thank you very much. So Ms. Vasquez, if I can get you to raise your right hand, I'm going to assume you're doing, there you go. I'm going to swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Ms. Kincaid.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Vasquez, please state your name for the record.
Leslie Vasquez.
Ms. Vasquez, you've heard the testimony today from Ms. Hunter.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you may have had some previous discussions regarding permanency for Caden with her. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have made some attempts late last year to address some of the substance abuse issues that were the cause of this case. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that you got a little bit discouraged with your treatment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And is that about the point where you kind of lost contact with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Since that time, have there been any changes in your opinion about Caden's permanency?
Just I would like for him to be placed with my niece. I do want to continue to get back on track with my services. Still trying.
And
I do know that they say our visits was an hour, and it's not an hour. It's been 15 minutes every week. It has not been no hour, so I don't know where they get that from, but it's never been an hour.
okay. At this point, you understand that you've got about 7 months left to work your services.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that there's a family plan of service out there for you specifically.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I did some of it. I mean, I went to Stonebridge or whatever it was. I did that for them. There is a few that I have done already. So, I mean, I don't.
Okay. You went to Stonebridge. What other things have you completed?
I was supposed to go to this one other one, but I couldn't find the place in time. So I tried to reschedule, but it never happened. But I still need to go do that. I can't remember which one it was. But yes, I was trying at the time that I was going to take care of my mental health. I was trying to do all that too at the same time.
Okay. And you understand on that family plan of service, there are phone numbers and there are email addresses that you can contact to get some of those services set up. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you have any problems or you're confused, you can always reach out to me or Ms. Hunter, and we can help you get those services in place.
Yes, ma'am.
And last year, whenever you kind of fell out of contact, you had your vehicle breakdown and some other issues. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And okay, but now do you have a working vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you working again?
Yes, ma'am. I got my old job back.
Okay.
I do remodeling. That's what I'm doing right now. I remodel houses and do make readies.
Okay. And is there a way that your employer could provide check stubs or something to demonstrate your payments?
Friday I could take her a copy of my check.
Okay. And regarding your housing situation, are you in a stable housing now?
I'm with my brother right now, but I am working on getting my own place. It's in the process.
And you understand that it would be important for you to have your own place so that you and Caden could have somewhere safe to live together if he were returned to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that there's a pretty good chance that the court is going to order you to drug screen today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you make it there today?
I don't know. My bosses don't know that what's going on, and I really don't like for them to know because it could hinder my job. But I can try to go. I don't get off until 5.
Well, typically and I don't know which county you're in specifically, but typically you have to be there before 4 p.m. And if the judge court orders it and you don't go, then that could cause some serious issues for you. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass witness.
Ms. Ferguson, any questions?
I have no questions at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. Barfield?
Ma'am, have you been contacted by Frankie at all regarding this case or kiddos, anything like that?
Yes, he thinks that he thinks he doesn't
Objection as
have-
to her expressing what he thinks.
Let me ask another. Let me ask another question. When did he just answer? Listen to what I'm asking, and then if you'll just answer that, we can avoid objections. When did he contact you?
about the case.
Yeah, just in general, since this case began. Yes, let's start from since the case began.
Last time I talked to him was like 2 days ago.
Okay, 2 days ago. Did y'all, without telling me what, or you can say what you told him, did y'all discuss the case?
No, we really don't because we get into arguments about it.
Okay. Where is he living?
He got evicted from that house, so I have no idea where he's staying right now.
Okay. Do you have a good phone number for him?
The same number that y'all have, I have for him.
Okay, so that number has not changed.
No, sir.
Okay. Without saying exactly what he said, he didn't inquire about the services or about what he needs to do in regards to what he needs to do to kind of help resolve this situation.
Just that he's not doing them.
Did he indicate to you he planned to do the services?
No, that's why we get into it. That's why we really don't talk about it anymore.
Okay. Would you do me a favor? I'm his lawyer, obviously. If he contacts you again, would you just tell him to, I don't know if he's supposed to contact you, but if he does, would you tell him to contact his lawyer?
Okay.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
You don't have to. You understand? I'm just asking you to kind of do me a favor. You understand that?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. Any questions?
Ms. Vasquez, why were you unable to complete the drug screens for the last 4 months in general?
Has it been 4 months? I don't think it's been 4 months. I think I've had up to, I think maybe the last 2, I haven't able to, 2 or 3. But
the court report
last
shows that
time
you
that they-
can. Let me re-ask the question since we don't have a clear understanding of the time frame. The court report shows September, October, November, and December were requested and missed. Do you know why in those months you wouldn't have been able to complete a drug screen?
in September, October, September. I think I have in September, but I'm not sure. One of them was because I was going to that program, one of the programs, the inpatient programs for treatment, that day. And then, this last time I couldn't, I was at work and when she told me she wanted me to go do that and I can't just take off from work to go do that. That's for this last weekend, this last time. And I remember about the other one prior to that one.
Okay. Do you understand the importance of the drug screens in this case, specifically since drugs were the reason for removal?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I understand that you're trying to keep employed as well to meet that goal. So, would your employer understand that you have a CPS matter pending, or are you saying that would cause you to lose your job?
It probably caused me to lose my job, honestly, because of the kind of people, like they're family oriented and they're like uppity kind of. I don't know how to say that. It's the right proper way, but
That's okay.
yeah, they would end up firing me.
Okay. Are you looking for other employment at this time that would allow you to work and drug screen?
You mean for me to let them know what's going on in my life? My
No,
personal life?
no, let me reframe my question. Are you searching for another job that would allow you either a work schedule or time away to complete your service plan and drug screens?
Well, if I have in advance, they will like I can just tell them I have an appointment. I don't have to tell them what it is, like the day before or whatever. But I can't just that day be told, hey, you need to go drug screen, and me tell them right away, because all of a sudden I have to do that, and they're gonna like look at me like, why all of a sudden you have to? You should have told me ahead of time, so they can plan out the rest of the day or know that that's what I'm gonna be doing. So they could show up to a place that I am working at and I'm not here, they're gonna question it, and then I'm gonna get in trouble for being gone. And sometimes the drug screen takes longer than an hour. Sometimes it takes a while because of whoever they have there. So, I mean, I just need to know ahead of time so I can tell them ahead of time.
Okay, well, you understand these are random and you don't get advance notice.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay, and you just started your new job, right?
Yes, it's like a probation period where they let you see how you're gonna be for a while. So that's what I'm in right now, a probation period.
Okay,
So like
but
after my probation period, I could just probably take off for a little bit, but not that long.
Okay, but you missed drug screens prior to beginning this appointment, didn't you? Or this job. You missed drug screens prior to beginning your current employment, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And like I said, one of them was because I was going to that program. The other times I think that was just when I got discouraged.
Mrs. Vasquez, you've already answered why you missed them. So
Yes. And can you tell me what programs you've attempted so far as rehab? Which programs have you tried that you weren't able to complete?
Well, I was going to the mental health program and I was almost done with that, but they thought that I needed to go to the patient program for drug treatment before I could finish that one. And that was around the time when my car broke down and I couldn't finish.
Okay,
I lost that program.
That answers my question. Would you be willing to attempt an inpatient program again if one could be located for you?
I would if I don't have a job. I mean, because it's hard to get a job sometimes.
Okay.
And
all right.
If I didn't have a job, I would. But I could do that outpatient program if they have one after 5 or around 5. I can do that.
Okay. Well, do you have any? Let me strike that. If the visits have only been 15 minutes due to probably the attention span and the age of this child, would you be okay with the court ordering those to 15 minutes versus the order saying 1 hour?
I mean, what do you mean? Because I mean, I'm already getting the 15 minutes.
That's my point. That's my point. I mean, you're okay with what you're currently doing?
Yes, because I understand he's young and I understand that he needs to be attended to. Yes.
Perfect. Okay, pass the witness, Judge.
Anything further from anyone? Wave at me if you do.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Kincaid, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, arrest.
Mr. Barfield, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Ms. Grant?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
Casa, do you have anything to add that the court's not aware of?
No, Judge, I think he should stay in that placement for now.
Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do, and Ms. Vasquez, let me visit with you for just a second. What I'm going to do is, and I understand you're trying to get your job back and keep it. Is there a time tomorrow? Because you're going to have to take a hair test. And I don't want you can't go home and alter your hair tonight. If there's any sign that you've done that, then that negates all this. But can you go tomorrow at your lunch hour or something like that?
Yes, ma'am, I can go tomorrow. I
do not want you to lose your job. The law is really squirrely like that. It's like, oh, we want you to have a job, but we want you to go whenever we tell you to go. So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to compromise with you. You can go tomorrow, okay, before 4 o'clock, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll do a hair and a UA, okay? All right, and if you try to dilute the UA, it'll pop up. So just go home, go to bed, and go tomorrow when you can, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you do not go to do that drug test, or until you do, you're not going to have any virtual visits, okay? So if you go tomorrow, your virtual visits continue, all right? Because we need to get it tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Well, we need to get your baseline going, all right? Now, yes, when you clean up and you're clean on your drug test, then you have the right to have a visitation in person because you have a working vehicle now, okay? So that should be your goal, all right? I'm going to change those visitations, not to 15 minutes, but to 30, And then if you'll just say, I know he's tired and whatever, y'all can stop the visit. But I want to put it to 30 instead of an hour. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm also going to order St. Francis to expedite that ICPC, not because I don't trust you, but I don't trust Austin. And if you put expedited on it, you know what? They move a little faster. So to get it over to New Mexico, not your problem, their problem. All right.
Your Honor, can I
Yeah.
see clarity? Under what circumstance are we asking it to be expedited under the ICPC statute? I have to put that in the order.
Okay, remind me. It
needs to be done if it's on an emergency basis, because the child is under 4, it needs to be done within 21 days of removal.
Okay. What's your
and I don't know the other ones. I've honestly never had success with an expedited New Mexico home study.
I understand, but it makes Austin get off high center and send it as fast. It doesn't mean I can make New Mexico move, but Austin tends to put them on a corner desk too, because they're still going to Austin, aren't they? ICPCs? They're still going through the state?
Yes, Your Honor. I will ask my client, have we initiated the ICPC already through Austin? Because we'll have to redo it.
We have not been able to start it yet because we're still waiting on the birth certificate to come in, because New Mexico requires that they have their actual documents.
Where's the birth certificate out of?
It was ordered on 12/17.
No, where was he born?
Here in Amarillo.
Well, you can trip on over to the Bureau of Vital Statistics or whatever it is over there, your health department, and get that. Okay.
Unfortunately, they won't give them to us. It's a whole complicated process because we're not the traditional CPS. We're St. Francis, so they don't recognize us.
Well, I bet
Your
you
Honor,
Miss Ferguson.
We'll get it.
Okay.
We'll get it.
If you'll get that and get it going, then I won't pop expedited on it. Okay. So I'm going to order the department through Miss Ferguson to go get that birth certificate this week by Friday. Somebody will get it and deliver it to you so you can get this going. All right, so I'll change that from expedited to the department's going to get that birth certificate. Okay, much simpler process. All right. Think that's okay, and then I think that's all that I had in my little notes here. I do know that there is a second permanency hearing set for April the 9th. And also the final hearing at this time is set for July the 9th, which is supposed to be set statutorily today. Let me just remind the mother that you are to continue to work your services. If you do not, your rights to this child could be restricted or terminated. So please keep in contact with your caseworker and your attorney in this matter. Also, I do find there is a continuing danger still at this point, and that reasonable efforts have been made at this point to return the child, and this has not been met. Anything further, Ms. Ferguson?
Your Honor, the department would request to expedite the final and set it on April 9th at the same time as the next permanency hearing, just due to the lack of services in this case.
You're not going to because you got an ICPC, didn't they? No, thank you. Good try.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Okay, anything else? All right, Ms. Vasquez, good luck. Get over there tomorrow by 4 o'clock. All right.
Judge,
Yes.
Could I ask a question just for my own education about expedited ICPC in that does the child know the niece at all due to the young age? I wouldn't expect so, but.
You don't have to when they're that young. They don't get the standards waived. Yeah.
So, well, in the ICPC expedited, we can expedite if there's a familial relationship that outweighs placement. I don't know if that helps at all, but that was for my own education. I apologize, Judge.
Thanks for looking it up. Keep to buy a family code these days. Okay, so anything else? Well, good luck. Ms. Vasquez, you're halfway through this case. You can make or break it. It's all up to you, ma'am.
They do start taking drug screens as early as 7:30 in the morning, if that does help.
Okay, maybe you can go tell them you're going to be a little bit late to work. I'd love for you to do the drug screen before you have your virtual visit, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ms. Vasquez, I want to encourage you as well. Your child needs you, and positive or not, the drug, just showing up for your child, just showing up, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, even if you'll still have your visit, even if it tests positive. All right. Okay. Thank y'all very much. We'll go off the record.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Ms. Ferguson, what have y'all come up with?
Your Honor, I do believe that we have a partial agreement to announce. We do have a procedural issue. The father in this case has been established through a previous AG order, and we have not been able yet to get him served. So I would ask, I'm asking the court to allow us to put on evidence of our efforts to locate him and to allow us to proceed forward today.
Okay, and then Mr. Barfield, if once you find him, if you'd like to have a hearing, then of course you'd have that right.
Yeah. So from my standpoint, Judge, till he's served, I have no objection to a partial agreement being entered today in regards to mom. I think that it's in the best interest of all parties involved.
Good. What county is the AG order out of?
It's Montgomery County, Your Honor.
Oh, way down there. Okay. All right.
At a trial.
Okay. All right. Sure. That sounds like something we can deal with. So we'll go on the record and cause number one. This is an adversary hearing. Have announcements, please.
Pamela Ferguson, Regional Attorney representing the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. I am present and ready with Investigator Patricia McLean and Supervisor Jamie Blunt from the department, and also Timothy Coville and covering Supervisor Michaela Kersey from St. Francis Ministries.
Thank you.
Monica Olivas with CASA, present and ready.
Thank you.
Brooks Barfield for Scott Kabbalah. It's my understanding he has not been served. I am present. I am asking that no orders for him to work services be ordered at this time until such time as he is served, but I have no objection to any type of agreement being made between the department and mom.
And you do acknowledge that he's the adjudicated father, correct?
Pursuant to an Attorney General order out of Montgomery County, I so acknowledge.
Thank you.
Tristan McDaniel on behalf of Leah Sindelar, the mother, we are present and ready.
Thank you. And Ms. Riley.
Sorry, Tracy Riley, and I am appearing on behalf of the child Riley.
Thank you very much. Ms. Ferguson.
Your Honor, at this time, I will first of all announce the partial agreement with Ms. Sindelar. The department and Ms. Sindelar and the parties have reached an agreement for that she is in agreement for the department to take temporary managing conservatorship of the child, or to continue that today. We have agreed that we're not asking her for any child support or medical support, and in lieu of that, we would be asking her to provide transportation and attend her services on her service plan. She is in agreement to do services that are going to be set on her service plan. And also, we do have an issue possibly of visitation and phone calls to take up at the end of this hearing, and to discuss that with the court. But we are in agreement for the department to take continue TMC. As far as Mr. Kubala goes, I would ask to be able to call a witness.
Thank you. And is your witness here?
Yes, Your Honor. I would call my investigator, Patricia McLean.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ferguson.
Please state your name for the record.
Patricia McLean.
And can you briefly state what brought the department into these families' lives?
There was allegations actually initially of drinking and driving with the child in the car.
And when you investigated, what did you find?
When during the investigation, it was found that Miss Sindelar had stated she had previously used methamphetamines and acknowledged she would go in for a drug screen. And upon doing that drug screen, it was found she to be positive.
And did she also admit to having some issues?
She had stated that she had used previously, but had indicated that it was like a couple of weeks before at one time, and then several months before that.
When it came time to determine the safety of the child, were there any placement options for the child, or was it required for the department to take her into care?
There were no placement options immediately close, and so coming into care was necessary. After placement with the department was found is when I was provided a placement option by Ms. Sindelar.
Okay, and it was Ms. Sindelar that provided a placement option to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever been able to reach Mr. Kubala?
No, ma'am.
Where is it that you understand he lives?
It's close to in Montgomery County, somewhere south around the Houston area. I don't remember the town exactly.
And over the holidays, does service get delayed?
Yes, ma'am.
And also, when somebody in another county far away, does that also delay service?
Yes, sometimes it does. Yes, ma'am.
And so is the department waiting on service to come back on Mr. Kubala?
Yes, nothing's been received for him.
Do you have a phone number for him?
I have a phone number that I am presuming that is correct. I've called it and the voicemail actually did state his name. And so a voicemail was left. A text message was also sent to that same number and was indicated that it was read with no response.
And how did it indicate it was read?
On the iPhone messages, it says read underneath it.
Okay. And so at both times, did you inform Mr. Kubala that you were trying to reach him and as a result of his child Riley?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you feel confident as you sit here and testify today that you left a message and sent that text message to let him know that the department had custody of his child?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had any contact from him?
No, ma'am.
And when was it that you sent the text message and the phone call?
The text message was sent on 12/13 and the phone call was called on 12/12 at 10:30 a.m.
Okay. And in fact, on 12/12, one of the reasons you were trying to reach him was to determine if he could be placement for Riley. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And still to date, you haven't received any communications from Mr. Kubala.
That is correct.
And Riley has been in the custody of the department since around 12/12, 12/13. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, would you ask the court to consider the efforts that the department has made to get him served in or near Montgomery County?
Yes, ma'am.
And would you ask the court to go forward and order based on his absence in Riley's life that he also, that the court make findings that he is not able at this time to provide a safe place for her?
Yes, ma'am.
And that he works services to work on his relationship with her if he wants to work towards reunification with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Has in your communication with Ms. Sindelar, has she said that she's had any communication with Kubala, Mr. Kubala?
No, ma'am, she did not.
Your Honor, at this time, I would pass the witness.
Ms. McDaniel,
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Barfield,
No questions.
Ms. Riley.
No, Your Honor.
Any other witnesses? Ms. Ferguson.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Ms. Riley. I'm sorry, Ms. McDaniel. Any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Barfield, I doubt if you have any.
I do not.
And then Ms. Riley, any witnesses?
I do not as well, Your Honor.
Casa, is there anything that's not before the court today that you need to inform me of?
No, Judge. All the information that was said, that's all I know.
Thank you. Ms. Ferguson, you stated that you had some issues.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. For mom, one of the things we talked about in the breakout room was clarifying how the visits, what the visits are going to be going forward. And I would ask Mr. Koval to address that.
Okay. Go ahead. You can just do it.
Yes, we're going to set up virtual visits. That's our recommendation, is to set up virtual visits between mom and Riley for an hour a week to be supervised by the placement. And we did discuss this with the placement yesterday during a single case plan meeting that we had, and placement was willing to do that.
And Your Honor, I think that there's been a question of whether or not phone calls that are not supervised between Riley and her mom are allowed, or if that would be considered needing to be supervised by the placement as well.
Remind me, how old is this child?
8 years old.
8. Thank you. I had to do math.
Okay. And are they in the same county or not?
They are not, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what your standard is as to why the virtual versus the in-person. If they're real far apart, I understand that. Is there some reason for it, or is it the distance?
Typically,
I'm sorry.
It can be distance, Your Honor. Typically also, when a parent is using methamphetamines, this court typically orders virtual until a parent test is clean.
Okay. You just said she was positive. You didn't say what for, so okay. All right.
And also, I think there's a great distance, like 8 hours.
Oh, that'll do it. Okay. And then isn't there an adult brother?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So what kind of relationship does she have with her brother?
I will ask my client to address that. If Mr. Koval, if you know.
My understanding is that there isn't really a relationship or much contact, excuse me, between Riley and the older brother who's around 21 years old.
But if he expresses an interest to be in contact with her, I would assume that St. Francis is fine with that under whatever rules you come up with.
Yes, if the court so orders and it's a good positive interaction between them, then yes.
Yes,
Judge, I think there's also a sister, Kylie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
just to let you know.
how old is she?
I was looking at my notes and I don't think I wrote it down.
I believe Kylie is 17.
Oh yeah, younger than the 21-year-old, but yeah. And
Okay,
I think
so just any sibling contact that's appropriate that is requested, I would ask St. Francis to please see what they can do about that, and then you can discuss that if you need to at the status hearing. So if she's 8 hours away, she's probably a little stranded at the moment. Okay. All right, anything else? If you got something else, raise your hand at me, flag me down. Okay. And then Casa, did you have any concerns? Have you been able to talk to the child?
I have not. I will be in contact with her. We had the PC meeting yesterday, but other than that, I have no concerns for now. We agreed with everybody, other parties.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. There is a status hearing that is set for February the 4th at 1. I'm assuming that the mother, let's see, she just took a drug test, so that'll be at the whim of St. Francis as to whenever they want to order a drug test. Please do that, ma'am. I will accept the agreement of the parties and do this partial agreement that the department will be named the temporary managing conservator, the mother as temporary possessory conservator. The services that have been discussed will be ordered. I assume that you'll have, I don't know what y'all call it out there, your meeting. Everybody calls them different. Prior to the status hearing. And at that time, sign the plans. The father at this time is not placed under any actual orders, but since he cannot be contacted and he is the adjudicated father, I do find that lack of responding does not place him in a position to be the placement. I do ask that he work on any services prior to the time that he's placed under any orders and contact the department and his attorney. And of course, fill out a request for an attorney. Okay. And then we get back to the statutory. So I do find that there is a danger to the physical safety by the failure to act by the mother. I do find that there was an urgent need for immediate removal. I don't have these memorized yet, you can tell. And that reasonable efforts to return the child have been made, and especially with the adjudicated father who has not returned all of the phone calls. I do ask that St. Francis continue to try to contact him. It is your duty to do that. And that there is a substantial risk of continuing danger at this time. Reasonable efforts have been made to contact the father. And I believe, did I give the mother the no, I didn't give you your warnings. Ma'am, you've agreed to work services. You've got to work those services. I'm required by law to tell you that if you do not, that your rights to this child could be restricted or terminated. So please keep in contact with your caseworker and your attorney in this matter. And I wish you good luck. Is there anything else before the court today?
No, Your Honor, not at this time.
Okay, all questions answered. Good luck, Mr. Barfield. You can go down to Montgomery County and try to find your client.
Yeah, that's the search will begin in earnest.
You got to go to Galveston on your way. So
no kidding. Yeah, why not?
That's
I had,
right.
my little brother's attorney lives in Montgomery County, where my daughter was married.
Yes. Thank y'all very much. I'll see some of you at 1 o'clock, and have a good lunch. We'll go off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. So Rachel, I'll just sign back in, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna go ahead and
Me
shut it
too.
down since we've got a couple hours.
Okay.